Hi, Alan. It's now 6 o'clock, right?
Huh?
We agreed to do it at 6 o'clock. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. We start Taanis today.
Yeah, I know. Let me go check my Gemara. I'll be right back.
Okay, that check, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario. I have trouble. Hello? I can't hear you. Hello? I hear Alan. Alan, I hear you, right? You hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, Mario, I don't hear Mario. Maybe speaking Spanish. You're speaking Spanish?
Use sign language, Mario. How'd your Browns do today?
Horrible. Horrible.
Not as bad as Seattle,
What happened with them?
huh?
What happened with the Seahawks?
17-0.
Did Wilson play?
Yeah, he got played, but he was not sharp at all.
The Browns lost 45-7.
45.
The New England Patriots. Terrible.
Wow.
It's not what it used to be. Hi, Ernie.
Both teams had high hopes, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're starting Masechta Taanis today. Daf Beis Amud Aleph. Me'ema Sai Maskirin Gvuras Kshamim. When do we start saying Mashi Varuach? Rabbi Yezer Omer Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag, first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Yom Tov Achron Shel Chag, for Shmini Atzeres. The Gemara will tell us what their reasonings are. Rabbi Yeshua, Hoyel V'Enak Sharmela Simin Klola B'Chag. Listen, says Rabbi Yeshua, if we daven for rain on the first day of Sukkot, it's going to rain in Sukkot. That's a siman klala. When we go out into the sukkah and it rains, there are chazals that say, oh, it's like Hashem is patching us in the punim, that we're going out there, but he rains on us. So lama hu maskir, why would we maskir on the first day? We're not asking for rain. She's pala. We're being maskir. that we're relating the fact that there's a gevura of a Kodesh Baruch Hu that he brings rain. Last year, and its proper time. Well, Rabbi Yeshua says we should be masker all the time. Why should we stop on Pesach? Because we stopped saying Mashiv Ruach on Pesach. Then the Mishnah says, we don't start davening for rain until it's the rainy season. The one who's davening on Shmini Atzeres, Ha'achron maskir, the Baal Musaf maskir. Harishon, the Baal Shachar is Eino maskir. The Yontav Sharishon Shal Pesach, the opposite. Harishon maskir, the Baal Shachar continues to say Mashiv Aruch, but Ha'achron, the Baal Musaf on Pesach, stops saying Eino maskir, doesn't say Mashiv Aruch anymore.
I mean,
Now,
do we want it to come right after Sukkot? People have to go back from Ole Regel.
but that's why, but the same answer. We're not asking for rain. We're being maskir for rain. We're being maskir that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a davar gvura that he brings rain. So the same answer. So the Gemara asks, when you say me'emasai, when do you do it? It seems like you've already established that there's a chiyuv to be maskir. But the Gemara seems to, our Mishnah is sort of flying in out of nowhere to start asking me'emasai. What about the chiyuv to be maskir bichlal? Right? Tana hecha koidik tani me'emasai. Where is this Tana holding that it's asking the shine of me'emasai? So the Gemara says Tana hasam koi. He's in by brachas. Iktani maskirin gvus kshami b'tchias hamesim. Where do we mention Mashiv Aruch? By Tchias HaMesim, right before Mechalkel Chayim. V'shoalim b'birchas hashonim. The same Talamoter is in Birchas Hashonim. V'havdalah b'choyin adas. V'kitani, that's why it's up to our Tana to say Me'emasai Maskirin Gvus Kshami. So the Gemara asks the obvious question, V'lisni Osam. Why didn't you bring it over there in Brachas? Why did you wait all the way now until after Seder Zroim and was finished until Seder Moyed? You should have asked it in Brachas. So the Gemara Ella, we reject the first answer. Tanim Rosh Hashanah solid. This comes up, the Tana who learns Masech Rosh Hashanah, the Snan, Uvechag Nidoinin Alamayim. One of the Rosh Hashanahs was on Sukkot. The world is judged about water. That's why I jumped in now and asked when do we start saying Mashiv Aruch? Now, the listening me'emasai maskirin alak shamim. Why did the Mishnah call it gvuros geshamim? Why not to say alak shamim? My gvuros geshamim. I'm Rav Yechon. When rain falls, it's the gvuras of Hashem in the world. Shene'amar, osek dolos adem cheker, v'niflos adem mispar. Hashem does great and wondrous things. Uksiv, hanesein motor apnei eretz, v'sholech maim apnei chutzos, and some of these great and wondrous things is giving rain. So, my mashma. So okay, where's gvura here? It says cheker in the pasuk we read, and it says cheker by the bria. Ksiva achoisek dos and cheker. Uksiva some in Yeshaya. Halo yadatim lo shamata elokei olam Hashem borek tosa aretz lo yiyaf lo yigai. Doesn't get tired and cheker it's funoso. Uksiv. Mechin harim b'koicha nezer b'gvura. He made the mountains with gvura, and that's connected to kshanim. Uminala on the bitfila. Well, I mean, maybe we should mention it in Birchas Hamazon, or why do we mention it in tefillah? The Tanya la'avas Hashem lokechem la'avdo b'chol levavchem. You have to love Hashem and to serve Him with your heart. Ezehu yavodah shebelev. Haviyom is utfila. And what does it say right after? Ksiv Basrei, v'nosati metar tzechem bito, Yor Malkosh, rain. So it's connected to tefillah. So you have to mention rain in tefillah. On Rav Yochanan shloisha maftechos b'yodah shel Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shelo nimsur b'yad shaliach. There are 3 keys that HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, b'chvodu v'atzmo, he does it himself without a malach. Hello, Kenny. We are on Masechta Taanis Daf Beis, near the bottom. On Rav Yochanan. Shloisha maftechos b'yodah shel Kadosh Baruch Hu shelo nimsur b'yad shaliach. 3 keys. HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself doesn't do it through a shaliach. Eluim. Maftech shel kshamim, rain. Maftech shel chaya, childbirth. Umaftech shel tchias hamesim. Tchias hamesim. These things are done by HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. Maftech shel kshamim tichsiv yiftach Hashem lecha es otzaro ato es hashamayim loseis metartzecha beito. In Dvar, it says Hashem opens up his great treasure house to give rain. Maftech shel chai minayin tichsiv vayizkor Elokim es Rachel, Parshas Vayetze, we just read. Vayishma eleh Elokim vayiftach es rachma. So the opening of the womb is Hashem, not a shaliach. Maftech shel tchias hamesim minayin tichsiv vidatem ki ani Hashem b'fischi es kivroseichem. You will know that I am the Lord your God in Yechezkel. This is the haftarah of the dry bones that we read in Shabbos Chol HaMoed Pesach. The Marava Amri in Eretz Yisrael, they used to say Af Maftech Shel Parnasa. Hashem also himself is the one who gives us Parnasa. T'chsiv posech es yodecha. Rabbi Yochanan, my time lo kachashav lo. How come Rabbi Yochanan didn't include that one? He learns the maftech of kshamim is the same as parnasa. Okay. So we talked about haskara of Mashiv Aruch Umar Goshem. There's a machlokas between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yoshua. Rabbi Eliezer says you start doing it the first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yoshua says you do it Shmini Atzeres. Rabbi Eliezer mehecha gomer lo. Well, where did Rabbi Eliezer get it from? Milulav gomer lo or minusa chamayim gomer lo? Did he learn it from lulav, which starts on the first day, or nisa chamayim, which also starts on the first day? Do we say milulav gomer lo ma lulav bayom afas kor bayom? That means we have to first start being maskir in the daytime. How do I know that Nisa Chamaim you can already do from the night? So maybe Afas Korami Urta. So maybe beginning to say Mashiv Aruch is also from the night. Toshma, he learned it from Lulav. And that's why we are maskir in the daytime. That Ravavo learned it as a Masorah. Asdisa Shmiel. He heard it in the Baraisa, Mahi, the Tanya. When do you start saying Mashiv Aruch? Rabbi Eliezer Omer, Mishas Natilas Lulav, when you first start taking the Lulav, which is the morning of the first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Shomer Mishas Hanachaso. No, when you start putting the Lulav down, and you don't take it anymore, that's why only after the 7th day of Sukkot, when you start Shmini Atzeres, according to Rabbi Yeshua, you start mentioning. Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer points out that the Dalet Minim, the whole thing comes as a tefillah for Mayim. They cannot grow without water. So the world cannot exist without water. So this is how Rabbi Eliezer understands why the Mashiv Aruch should be started on the first day of Sukkot is connected to Lulav. What do you mean? If we start being maskir on the first day, well, it's going to cause rain. And we don't want rain on Sukkot. We're going to sit in the Sukkah. It's a siman klola. if we're sitting outside in the sukkah first night and it rains on us. Chazal say it's like Hashem pouring a tea kettle on our heads. So, being enunciating that Hashem is a gevura, that He brings kshamim, that's askara alone. It's not she'ela. She'ela, asking for it, is the same talamota, which doesn't happen until we start getting closer to the rainy season. So, freik the Gemara, kshem shetchias amesi maskir kol hashana kula, ve'ena ela bizmana. So we say Mechakel Chayim all year round. We don't stop saying that. So Kach Maskirin Gvur Shamim Kol Hashana Ve'ena El Bizmana. And therefore, just like we mentioned Tchias HaMesim, we should mention rain. That's a Tanakama, right? Lefichach Im Bal Askir Kol Hashana Kula Maskir, he's allowed to do it. Rabbi Omer Ani, no. Mishash Mafsik L'Sheila Kach Mafsik L'Askara. We stop saying the same Talamoter Pesach time. We don't want rain Pesach time. It's bad for the harvest, bad for the travelers. So when we're mafsik to ask, we're mafsik to be maskir. This is all one brisa. Rabbi Yehuda B'Mseir B'Sheni B'Chagu maskir. He says we start being maskir on the second day of Sukkot. Rabbi Kiva Rabbi Shishi B'Chagu maskir. On the sixth day. Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Yehuda Mishum Rabbi Shua Omer Ha'over Lifnei HaTeva B'Yom Tov Achron Shel Chag. The Bal Tefillah of Musaf on Shmini Atzeres, so Achron maskir, right? The last Bal Tefillah, the Bal Musaf. Harishon, the Bal Shachris Eino maskir. And then on Pesach, B'Yom Tov Rishon Shel Pesach, Harishon maskir, the Bal Shachris continues to say Mashiv Aruach. And then the Bal Musaf, Tfilas Tal, Ha'achron Eino maskir. We stop saying Mashiv Aruach. So Shapir Kumalei Rabbi Eliezer Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Eliezer said to Rabbi Yeshua, good. That we should be maskir Mashiv Aruach other times. Rabbi Yeshua Bishlam Tchias HaMesim maskir Kula Yoima Zimnehu. Listen, Tchias HaMesim can occur any day. So we mention it every day. Elaksham Kol Emes Da'asyan Zimneni. What do you mean? Not every time is a good time for rain. Sometimes when rain comes, it's Zmanan. Other times it's not, it's Zman. But nan, Yotza Nisan V'Yorduk Shem and Simon Klolahim. If Nisan is over and then it's still raining, it's a Simon Klolosh. It's not the Zman. So therefore, argues Rabbi Yeshua, we don't maskir Mashiv Aruach a whole year because at certain times in the year, rain is a Simon Klolosh. Shenamar Lo K'tzir Chitim Hayom. Those of us who learned Shmuel, remember that Shmuel Hanavi, he was upset that they asked for a king, and he called forth thunder and lightning, even though it was K'tzir Chitim, so it was a nace. So we see clearly there are times where we don't have rain. Rabbi Yehuda said we maskir not on the first day of Sukkot, not on Shmini Atzeres, but on the second day of Sukkot. My time, Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira. What's the reason? The Tanya, Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira, never b'sheni v'niskeyem, by the laning of Sukkot, but never b'shishi unsacheha. So it normally says v'niska. So what's v'niskehem? There's an extra mem. Unsacheha is an extra yud. But never b'shvi kamishpatam, an extra instead of kamishpat, it says so hare mem yud mem. Hare kan mayim. Nikan remez l'nisach hamayim in Torah. That's the remez that there's a mitzvah of nisach hamayim. Umayshna b'sheni denaka. So therefore, why did he grab on that we should start doing it the second day of Sukkot? Because the remez of an iskem begins on the second day. Hilkach b'sheni mad kirinan. Which was another remez of the word mayim. Or ninsachea is plural. Bishnei nisuchim hakosav medaber. It's talking about the two pourings. Echad nisach hamayim, echad nisach hayayim. So again, the mayim, and he mentions it on the sixth day. So that's Rabbi Kiva's reasons why we start saying it on the sixth day. Ema Tarvayu Lechamra. Who says that the Shnei Nisuchim is Mayim and Yayin? Maybe it's both Yayin. Sover Lokrav Yudim B'Seir Dama Remizi Maya. He agrees with the learning of Yudim B'Seir that this is a siman for Mayim. Okay.
When is the mayim and when is the yayin? When is the nisach a yayin? When is the nisach a mayim?
Nisuch HaYayin is done every day. Every day.
Oh, by the
Part of the
korbanos.
Part of the Oilus Atomid, they would
Yeah.
pour the wine that when the
Uh-huh.
Levine would sing. So
Uh-huh.
part of it was pouring wine. Now on Sukkot, they poured water too.
Mayim, right? Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
Simchas Pesach Shoeva.